Now, Annie, I wanted to get into the real crux of, or the meat of this program, the issues. So what do you see as major issues? So let's get a few examples and see.
I'm taking a deep breath because
Sure.
it's so hurtful when you're on the receiving end of some of these issues we're about to talk about. And the email I get is usually from the kids who have been hurt by friends. And that often happens when all of a sudden a friend seems to have turned from the real friend to the other kind. And it's inexplicable to kids. Why did this person turn on me? They used to be my good friend. I used to be able to trust them. And now all of a sudden they're either talking behind my back, they're turning people against me, and when I try to talk to them about it, they act like they don't know what I'm talking about. What do you mean? I didn't do that. Of course we're still friends. And yet their behavior seems to reflect something very, very different. It's very confusing because someone's not being honest here. So that is the major issue, is how can you tell a real friend from the other kind, especially when they used to be a real friend and now it seems they have become something else. I don't know that there's any short-term answer for that. What I tell kids is you can tell a real friend by how you feel when you're with that person. Do you feel safe? Do you feel that you're being respected? Are you being listened to? Those are all good signs that you're in the company of somebody who is a real friend. If you start to feel stressful, if you start to feel like you have to watch your words because you're not quite sure how they might be used against you, then there's something wrong and you need to talk about it. If the person refuses to talk to you about it, well, that's also a good sign, because if you recall in that list that we made, open communication and honesty were the groundwork and the foundation for a real friendship. And if you can't even talk to your friend when things come up, then that's a good sign that something's going on. So often I will just say, okay, you need to just maybe give this friendship a break for a while. Not forever, but if there's been an argument or a disagreement, a friendship is going off in another direction, and your friend is not willing to talk about it, then have some time to chill and take a break from each other, and maybe then you can come back and actually talk about it rationally.
Yeah, I mean, the age also plays a greater part, the maturity level in terms of, okay, it's not going well, so we got to change ways, or we got to think through, step back, relax, listen, what was right, what went wrong, and then we can just go back. I think that's the maturity level is, it's got a big learning curve.
It is, and that's where parents can really help. Especially if the two children are in your home and there's been some kind of a disagreement during a visit, parents can really help if it looks like the kids can't work it out themselves. Right. Where the parent, of course, has to be a neutral party, even though it's your child there. You have to be a neutral party like a judge. And just to hear each child and say, well, tell me what happened. We'll give you a chance to talk first. What happened here? No, you don't interrupt, honey. Just wait. It'll be your turn in a second, and then switch and give the other child a chance to talk, and have them both listen to each other. Say, okay, here's what I heard. You got upset when he said this, and then did that. Is that right? Yeah, that's what happened. I'm upset. Okay, that didn't work. Next time you feel angry at him, what might you do that could work better? And that's really calm. And then the kids know that they're in good hands because you're treating them fairly. And I think that's very important for parents to be able to do that. And you know, as I'm talking about this, I'm thinking parents can do the same thing as they're negotiating the friendship between the siblings.
Right.
Because it's really not any different. You as a child are learning your first lessons about friendship at home with your siblings.
Well, true with parents and the kids themselves as well. I mean, not necessarily among siblings, that's a good point, but between the parents and kids, right? The friendship starts there as well, right?
Yes, and parents are modeling the friendship between the two of them within
right.
the marriage, and the children are watching that too.
Wow. Okay.
Lessons, it's like a ripple effect. The lessons go on and on and on.
Very interesting. Okay. Now let's talk about your book here, right? And real friends versus the other kind. In fact, what caught my attention here is your foreword or introduction is saying that my friend is not being a friend. What do I do? And your comment to that is, you can't change the way someone is acting. No one has that power over anybody else. But the key to your friendship is you and you. And the choices you make. If you don't like what's going on, you can change the way you handle a situation or the way you deal with your feelings. If it becomes necessary, you can even change friends. I like that part.
Yeah, there are always options. And when the kids email me about their friendship problems, they're so upset that they feel like there's no way out. There's nothing I could do. Help! Help! But the truth is you always have options. They have to do with your behavior, your response to things, and as I say in the foreword there, if it becomes necessary, you also have the option to change friends.
Okay, good. So